The Unified Thread Standard defines a standard thread form and so is a euro along with allowances, tolerances, and designations a euro for screw threads commonly used in the United States and Canada. It has the same 60-degree profile as the isometric screw thread, but the characteristic dimensions of each UTS thread were chosen as an inch fraction rather than a millimeter value. The UTS is currently controlled by ASME ANSI in the United States. Origins: see the History of Standardization section of the screw thread article. Basic profile. Each thread in the series is characterized by its major diameter DMUT and its pitch. PUTS threads consist of a symmetric V-shaped thread. In the plane of the thread axis, the flanks of the V have an angle of 60 degree to each other. The outermost 0.125 and the innermost 0.25 of the height h of the V shape are cut off from the profile. The pitch P is the distance between thread peaks. For UTS threads, which are single start threads, it is equal to the lead, the axial distance that the screw advances during a 360-degree rotation. UTS threads do not usually use a pitch parameter. Instead, a parameter known as threads per inch is used, which is the reciprocal of the pitch. The relationship between the height h and the pitch P is found using the following equation. In an external thread, the major diameter DMUT and the minor diameter mean define maximum dimensions of the thread. This means that the external thread must end flat at DMUT, but can be rounded out below the minor diameter mean. Conversely, in an internal thread, the major and minor diameters are minimum dimensions, therefore the thread profile must end flat at mean but may be rounded out beyond DMUT. The minor diameter mean and effective pitch diameter dp are derived from the major diameter and pitch as designation. The standard designation for a UTS thread is a number indicating the nominal diameter of the thread, followed by the pitch measured in threads per inch. For diameters smaller than 1/4 inch, the diameter is indicated by an integer number defined in the standard. For all other diameters, the inch figure is given. This number pair is optionally followed by the letters UNC, UNF or UNEF if the diameter-pitch combination is from the A euro OEC euro, a euro OEFI NE euro or a euro OE extra for NE euro series, and may also be followed by a tolerance class. Example, number 6-32 UNC2B. The following formula is used to calculate the major diameter of a numbered screw greater than or equal to 0, major diameter equals screwer, 0.013 inches plus 0.060. For example, a number 10 calculates as, number 10, 0.013 inches plus 0.060 equals 0.190 major diameter. A unified miniature screw thread series is defined in ANSI standard B1.10, for fasteners of 0.3 to 1.4 mm diameter. These sizes are intended for watches, instruments, and miniature mechanisms and are interchangeable with threads made to ISO standard 68. These screw sizes are denoted by multiple zeros, that is, number 000. The formula for number sizes smaller than size number 0 is given by major diameter equals 0.060 inches a zero sizer, 0.013, with the zero size being the number of zeros after the first. So a number 00 screw is 0.047 inches dia, number 000 is 0.034 dia, etc. The number series of machine screws once included more odd numbers and went up to number 16 or more. Standardization efforts in the late 19th and the early part of the 20th century reduced the range of sizes considerably. Now, it is less common to see machine screws larger than number 14, or odd number sizes other than number 1, number 3 and number 5. Even though number 14 and number 16 screws are still available, they are not as common as sizes number 0 through number 12. Sometimes special diameter and pitch combinations are used, for example a 0.619 in major diameter with 20 threads per inch. UNS threads are rarely used for bolts, but rather on nuts, tapped holes, and threaded ODs. Because of this UNS taps are readily available. Most unions threads have more threads per inch than the correlating UNF or UNEF standard, therefore they are often the strongest thread available. Because of this they are often used in applications where high stresses are encountered, such as machine tool spindles or automotive spindles. Gagging. A screw thread gagging system comprises a list of screw thread characteristics that must be inspected to establish the dimensional acceptability of the screw threads on a threaded product and the gauge, S, which shall be used when inspecting those characteristics. Currently this gagging UTS is controlled by ASME ANSI 1.2-1983 gauges and gagging for unified inch screw threads. This standard provides essential specifications and dimensions for the gauges used on unified inch screw threads unified and UNR, external threads only thread form, and covers the specifications and dimensions for the thread gauges and measuring equipment listed in Tables 1 and 2. The basic purpose and use of each gauge are also described. ASME ANSI 1.3-2007 Screw thread gagging systems for acceptability. Inch and metric screw threads. This standard presents screw thread gagging systems suitable for determining the acceptability of unified, UNR, external threads only, UNJ, internal and external threads, and MJ screw threads on externally and internally threaded products. It establishes the criteria for screw thread acceptance when a gagging system is used. A screw thread gagging system comprises a list of screw thread characteristics that must be inspected to establish the dimensional acceptability of the screw threads on a threaded product and the gauge, S, which shall be used when inspecting those characteristics. Federal government use. When this standard is approved by the Department of Defense and federal agencies and is incorporated into Federal Standard H-28/20, FEDSTD H-28/20. Screw thread standards for federal services, Section 20, the use of this standard by the federal government is subject to all the requirements and limitations of Federal Standard H-28/20, FEDSTD H-28/20. These standards provide essential specifications and dimensions for the gauges used on unified inch screw threads on externally and internally threaded products. It also covers the specifications and dimensions for the thread gauges and measuring equipment. The basic purpose and use of each gauge are also described. It also establishes the criteria for screw thread acceptance when a gagging system is used. Tolerance classes. A classification system exists for ease of manufacture and interchangeability of fabricated threaded items. Most threaded items are made to a classification standard called the Unified Screw Thread Standard Series. This system is analogous to the FITs used with assembled parts. Classes 1A, 2A, 3A apply to external threads. Classes 1B, 2B, 3B apply to internal threads. Class 1 threads are loosely fitting threads intended for ease of assembly or use in a dirty environment. Class 2 threads are the most common. They are designed to maximize strength considering typical machine shop capability and machine practice. Class 3 threads are used for closer tolerances. Thread class refers to the acceptable range of pitch diameter for any given thread. The pitch diameter is indicated as dp in the figure shown above. There are several methods that are used to measure the pitch diameter. The most common method used in production is by way of a go-no-go gauge. Related standards, ASME ANSI 1.1 Euro 2003 Unified Inch Screw Threads, UN and UNO Thread Form, ASME ANSI 1.10 MA Euro 2004 Unified Miniature Screw Threads, ASME ANSI 1.15 Euro 1995 Unified Inch Screw Threads, UNJ Thread Form, see also. Notes. Bibliography, Rifle. Henry H., A.L., Machinery's Handbook, New York, Industrial Press, ISBN A978-0-8311, 1200-4A. Schwaller, Anthony E., Total Automotive Technology, Cengage Learning, ISBN A978-1-4018-2476-1A. External links, Unified Screw Threads with Tolerances, Unified Coarse Fine Diameters and Tap Drill Sizes, Unified Coarse Fine Tap Drill Sizes, Imperial Metric Fastening Size Conversion Charts, International Thread Standards, Conversion Chart Whitworth AF and Metric, Spanner Jaw Sizes Additional Information and Spanner Jaw Size Table. Unified Screw Threads Series, ASME B 1.1-2003 Unified Inch Screw Threads.